10 and 3. Let's see what we've got. So 3-second increment. Give a bit of time to talk through some of the moves. So just hit the pawn in the center. Let's grab the pawn. Take with the queen. So at this point here, the knight is obviously going to be coming to attack the pawn. We may as well beat them to the punch and develop the knight supporting the pawn. Let's move the queen up. Bait some more activity. Knight coming here. Yep. This pawn is protected twice. Move the queen across. This pawn is dropping because the bishop, as we mentioned before in the previous game, will be looking to x-ray through. So we'll lose a bit of tempo dancing the queen around. Maybe we could have just brought the queen back, but I didn't want to block the bishops. Yeah, so it's done that anyway. So there's options. We can actually come here with the knight taking this pawn. Yep, and if the bishop takes, then we can take the queen. I think there's something to do with the move order here. So I'm going to take the pawn, and we should be one pawn up after all of that, depending on the move order of what the opponent does. It was a quick calculation. I'm hoping I was right, but maybe I'm going to be wrong. They may just take this pawn and be done with and equalizing. But the temptation is just too much. I think they're going to take... We might not be a pawn up actually now looking at the calculation. They do take, we take, and then the bishop takes the pawn. I had in my head that when we would be taking the bishop back with the pawn here. Yeah, so it's going to be equal. Either way, whatever move order they make. But they're thinking about it. I thought I was +1, but it's just equal. They're thinking, am I going to be down a pawn? Okay, they've not done the move order the way I thought, so we are +1. And they spent a long time over the calculation as well. Reminds me of those deep calculation type videos we've recently done. You can spend so much time over a move and still not find the appropriate move. So that's made me smile. All right, so now I'm gonna queen move again. I want to just hit the king. And just simply take. And as we've always said, doesn't mean you won the game just because you got one extra pawn up. Let's castle for king safety. Try and keep all the basics of chess that you know. Let's x-ray through to the king so that we win a tempo of sorts. Yeah, we could attack this bishop. If they're going greedy munching for the pawn. Oh, they are as well. So we can take with the check on the king. Oh no, maybe we'll take with the bishop because we would lose the bishop. I'm going to take with the bishop. Oh. Our rook is defending, so they're going to lose time. So we're going to just take the pawn here. And we will be up a minor piece. Again, move order seems to be working okay for us in this game. Bring the bishop here. Basic chess. Just not trying to do anything too arty. And these pawns are now protected against these pawns. We have a pawn majority on this side. Their rook is x-raying through to this pawn, looking to get it off the board. We could just do this before it all starts kicking off. Smallest of details. So blind spot management now. So we're going to put a check on the king here. And we can take pawns off, or is there anything better? Diagonal, we could put a check on the king. Goes into the corner. There's no checkmate. thing. I'm going to put a check on the king anyway. And attack their rook, but then their rook does a merry dance. Or maybe we'll just take a pawn off. I'm going to take the pawn off. Coming down for some sort of mate type thing. I think we're okay. It's probably looking to put checks on. Just keep it simple, move the king. Yeah. Actually, no, I'm going to move it here because these pawns need support. This bishop can then lock this down. King comes here. Oh, he's got behind. Got behind. Oh. Alright. So he comes round the back, comes here. I think these pawns are protected. Let's take one. Puts the check on. Let's move the king. Not sure what is happening here. So bishop can defend this. So we're just trying to cover off blind spots, whatever the opponent is attempting to do. Nothing fancy, basic chess, just blind spot management. Just push the pawn, supported by this pawn. Nothing crazy. The king's not coming off of that back because the rook is blocking it. This pawn is protected by the rook. One of the key... No, it's not a problem because he comes across. We take this pawn. He comes across here. Okay, so that's a bit of a situation. But not too big a situation. It's looking to do this with the bishop having an x-ray through to the rook, but he's just going to come and put a check on the king. If we move the king out of the way, don't need to be concerned. If they do take, we can take, or we could even take with the rook. Simple chess, well, simple common sense chess in your own world. It might not be the best in the computerized or purist size, but so they've blocked it down. They're wanting to try and get this pawn promoted. But let's just push this pawn and get it higher up the board. Looking to get this one, so you can get this pawn because there's nothing really that can protect it on a white square. But we're ready to sacrifice the rook when he starts pushing this pawn down whilst we're elevating. That's the plan. Yep. Okay, so let's push. And even the bishop can come here and do some stuff. Let's put a check on the king. We've explained what we plan to do. Let's move the rook. His rook can't come and attack this pawn. It has to come down. We push. He has to come across, and then we'll get a queen. We push. Again, that's the counting thing that we've recently talked about as well. Making the counting count. Let's go here. And they've resigned. Nice game.